Over the weekend, the House of Representatives passed a $95.3 billion package of bills. And that's usually just the top line is what you get over and over again from people. I wanted to dig into the details of each of the four bills, so I asked Rear Admiral Mark Montgomery, retired from the United States Navy, Vice President of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies, to join me. Good morning, Admiral. Thank you for coming back so soon.
Hey, thank you for having me, Hugh. Really excited to be here today and discuss a really important topic.
Well, let's begin with the portion of the bill that went to Israel. It's called the Israel Security Supplemental Appropriations Act, $26.38 billion. It starts with $4 billion to replenish Iron Dome and David Sling. You want to explain what that means?
Sure, thanks. So Iron Dome and David Sling are Israeli made, although the Iron Dome is made with U.S. With assistance from U.S. Factories in Arizona and with U.S. Investment in the technology. So Iron Dome and David Sling are two of the three key portions of Israeli integrated missile defense. So Iron Dome is particularly good against rockets and mortars. So it was used very heavily in the October 7th and in the immediate days thereafter with attacks from Hamas, and it would also be very critical to any engagement with Hezbollah from the north, Hezbollah having somewhere between 150 and 170,000 rockets, mortars, and missiles. So that's Iron Dome. David Sling is their counter cruise missile. It's the Israelis had Patriots and they decided to go down their own path. So it's a Patriot-like cruise missile defense system. It's used against kind of high-end cruise missile threats, mostly from Hezbollah or Iran itself. So those two systems are key to Israel's self-defense against attacks from their neighbors by rockets, mortars, and cruise missiles.
Are they buying with that $4 billion basically reload capacity? They're not buying new systems, are they? Or perhaps they're doing both. I'm not quite sure.
So that's a great question. It's both reload capacity and, in the case of Iron Dome, another factory. And there's been negotiations over a factory in, I believe, Arkansas would be the goal there, so that there'll be an investment there and an ability to kind of increase the procurement level of Iron Dome year over year. So that'll take a couple of years to come into effect. But in the meantime, there's increased money for the capacity at the current plant, and there's increased money for capacity at the David Sling plant.
There is also $1.2 billion in the bill for the, quote, Iron Beam, close quote, defense system. What is Iron Beam?
So Iron Beam is a directed energy system. Again, Israeli, be done by an Israeli company, but a lot of work done in the United States. We're developing our own. We have one for destroyers called Helios, another one that's on the Army has, I think, on Stryker vehicles. But the U.S. Army, U.S. Navy are kind of pushing down a directed energy. I think the reason behind this is cost per shot. We're having to deal with drones and cheap rockets that could cost somewhere between $20,000 and $40,000 a piece, and we're shooting them down right now with effectors, that is, missiles that cost anywhere. The Iron Dome's the cheap end, around $30,000 or $40,000, but a lot of the other systems we've been using and the Israelis have been using cost $1 million around, or even more. So the idea is to shift to directed energy. And Iron Beam, this is a significant investment in Iron Beam. I think a low power Iron Beam is imminent. This would really be about getting to a higher power directed energy weapon for Iron Beam, so that they can decrease the cost per shot when they're dealing with threats from Hamas and Hezbollah and kind of local, IRGC proxy groups in Syria.